Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Tuba playing NegativeAE, and welcome to another episode of Danganronpa V3. Last we left off, we had another person gone, and I don't quite understand what's going on, but we'll see what happens. My bad, Shuichi. I'm starting to feel bad, but for a different reason. I'm gonna go get some fresh air, so I'll leave this to you and Maki roll. Kaito left the room, still a bit wobbly. Should we resume the investigation? Time is of the essence. True, we don't have time to mourn Tenko's death as long as our lives are at risk. That's true, but Angie and then Tenko? And to think earlier I was suspicious of Tenko. I'm sorry, Tenko.
How can this be?
It's all Gonta's fault. Gonta failed to protect friends again. So someone wasn't here. Wait, but it could have been someone in the room. No, because it would have had to come from the floor below. Because the floorboards aren't good here. I have to keep it together. I have to work harder because I'm a detective.
Well,
it's too dark in here. We can't investigate even if we wanted to. Go to bring candles from other room to make this room bright, okay? No, that won't be necessary. Yeah, that's not necessary at all. Come on. Show him, cute Kibo. Show him your new power. New power.
his eyes lit up. I, Iruma, the gorgeous girl genius, have installed a new function in Kibo.
Just leave it
He
to
is
me.
really helpful.
I will become the guiding.
Shine on, shine on! Shine on, you crazy fucking diamond!
Interesting.
Oh man.
What a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something.
Okay.
But it's bright now, so we should hurry up and investigate.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Kibo's flashlight function has been added to the truth bullet section of your notebook. That's a weird truth bullet to get. Tenko's body. First of all, crooked floorboard, that's probably how she died. One right under Tenko. Why is this floorboard
If I
loose?
remember correctly.
It wasn't like this before. It must have come loose during the seance. Why would it come loose during the seance? A floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easy. Someone must have loosened it on purpose. Loose floorboard is definitely a clue. Tenko's body? Tenko's dead body. She took her last breath crouched over like this. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is a stab wound to the and it's weird that it's the back of her neck. Someone had to have, like, reached around. The wound was fatal, and this must have caused instant death. I didn't hear a scream during the seance. Wait. Would Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain? Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out. What do you mean?
Point.
That's what you're concerned about. Are you concerned about that, right?
Okay.
With a wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die. You're speaking from experience? Of course, quick deaths are my specialty. That makes sense. The real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around. Right, I don't see an obvious murder weapon. That could be a clue. Goes last moment. Marker stone. Must be the marker stone, obviously. It's obviously the marker stone, yes. Hunched over, she wanted a salt cage to fit inside. Marker stone is a truth bullet. It's interesting. This cage used in the seance appears to be about 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. It's a pretty large iron cage. Big enough for a person to fit inside. which is what we did. During the seance, Kokichi and I covered the Tenko with the cage. We were supposed to remove it as well. But Himiko rushed in and removed the cage first.
Hey,
Hey, look at this.
is this?
A blood stain on the bottom of the cage. Probably Tenko's blood, yeah?
That's true.
Yes, I imagine so. The splatter must have been made when she was killed.
What do you mean?
Which means Tenko was killed while she was inside the cage. I think you're right. Tenko went under before the seance. Under the cage before the seance. But when the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead.
Then
If she was stabbed when the cage was lifted, that would explain the bloodstain, right? Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance, but it's the exact moment the cage was lifted? It is a possibility. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Can we investigate the chalk too? No, we can investigate whatever this is. Hole in corner. There's a small opening in the corner of the room. Doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but still. A hole. There's a space under here too. Oh, hold on. I can see something below. It looks like something dropped down there. Something dropped down there. After we check everywhere else, why don't we check under the floor to see for ourselves? Hole in the corner has been added. What is this? And why is it glowing?
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me, it'll become the guiding light that shines on you all. Okay, let's do the ruined magic circle. It's the magic circle Kyu drew on the floor, at least it was.
Dear.
It's been completely stomped over. I suppose it was unavoidable. Was this drawn with salt? Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt. Are you feeling alright? You sound ridiculous. Ridiculous. I have performed many successful seances. Why, I even have spirits entered my body. Shut up, I don't want to hear about your stupid delusions. Maki really doesn't beat around the bush. It's kind of refreshing, actually. In any case, with all these footprints, we can't make out the original circle. We'll find out in Kyo's lab. It should be written in the Cage Dog Village document. Isn't that right, Kyo? He seems depressed. I suppose that makes sense. Okay, let's check out the white cloth. Seems pretty... like if it has blood on it or something. Because there's blood on top of the cage, but there should be blood on the cover too, right? This cloth is pretty thick. But it's completely opaque, and on the back... Okay, there is a blood stain right in the middle of the sheet. But no hole in the fabric. Which means Tenko wasn't stabbed through the cloth, but through the floorboards. Yeah. She was stabbed through the floorboards. I told you a murder would happen here. It's the wood dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the Dog God. During the seance, this wooden statue was on top of the cage. It took all four of us to remove it. The wooden statue is pretty heavy.
Remember correctly.
Hugh said it was about 175 pounds. It's the weight of 2 girls. What do you know about girls? Have you touched a woman besides your mother?
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. Anyway,
Is this?
if this heavy thing was on top of the cage, then Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out easy.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. That didn't sound like you were kidding either. That sounds pretty scary, actually. Not being able to move while you die. That's pretty horrifying. This is probably the most, like, gruesome death. I mean, besides, like, the Monokuma blackened ones. Candles hung on the walls of slowly source of light. There's no windows in this room, so without the candles, it was pitch black. How did the culprit kill Tenko in complete darkness? Well, they didn't. They had a light because the blanket covered the kill, right? Alright, let's talk to everybody. Man, what a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something. This investigation is over and shut. It's all thanks to me for giving Kibo his new function. And now then, Cunt Fu's killers, obviously. One of you stupid assholes signed up to do this bullshit seance in the first place.
Huh?
Not necessarily. Seriously? The seance was clearly a setup to lure her in and kill her. How could someone who wasn't in the room kill her? Do you believe that Tenko was killed during the seance?
Moron!
Or so you believe? There's no other possibility, shit for brains. God, you don't even know that? It's true that Tenko was alive before the seance began. Tenko answered Kyo, so at that point she was most certainly alive. But when the candles were relit, she was already been killed. That means she was killed in the dark, I'm positive. What time exactly was Tenko killed after the candles were blown out? That may be an important point to this case.
That cannot be.
Why? Why did this? Kyo, I know the murder was pretty shocking. Of course, I am shocked about that as well, but why did the seance fail? We performed all of the steps flawlessly. Seems more concerned by that than the murder. If only we could perform the caged child again and summon Tenko's spirit this time. Just cut the crap. Tell me what happened during the seance. Both you and Suichi were present, right? Did she get killed during the seance?
Yes.
True. It may be best to move past what happened and recall to know why the seance failed. Whatever. Just hurry up. At the time, in order to begin the seance, we had Tenko, the spiritual medium, position herself as a turtle within the magic circle so her head touched the marker stone. Then Suichi and Kokichi placed the cage over Tenko, and after that I placed the white cloth over the cage. Then all four of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. Afterward, we stood in the four corners of the room. Kokichi and Suichi blew out the candles. Finally, we all sang the caged child song. The seance should have been complete, but now that you mention it, I remember hearing a strange sound during that song. Yes. It is a mystery to me as well. I thought someone may have tripped, perhaps. That was a pretty loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyo knows something? And then what happened? We called out to her, but no reply came. I had Suichi and Kokichi blow out relight the candles. We removed all the items from within the magic circle in the opposite order. First, all four of us removed the dog statue. Then I took off the white cloth, and then Himiko ran over to the cage, and the moment she lifted it, then it sounds like Tenko was definitely killed during the seance. But it would be difficult in such darkness, because she was inside the cage, yes? Then when was she killed? That is the problem. There is another problem. And that is, why ever did the seance? Maybe someone moved from their corner? Did someone else sneak in here? Obviously, the seance was clearly a sham. Maki was never one to pull her punches. Sound during the silence.
Hey.
I have a feeling she was killed at that exact moment, and like that was the struggle. We've finished investigating here. Perhaps we should check under the floor.
That's true.
Let's bring a candle. With Kibo's light up here, we should be fine. I'll go get a candle. Remove the floorboard so we can go down. Got it. This is gonna be real key to this. Made our way through the hole and under the floor. Yep. Yep. Alright, this makes a lot of sense. This is a lot more suspicious than I thought. You can move pretty easily on all fours.
Okay.
Let's look around for clues. It'd look pretty stupid if we found no clues after crawling around in this dusty place.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright. First of all, murder weapon. There's a sickle here, and there's blood all over it.
Okay.
The blood on this sickle is fresh, and this is it. It's the murder weapon. This came from my research lab. It did? A sickle can be used to assassinate a target. It can be thrown without losing any lethality, and you can hide it under your clothes too. If she was attacked with this, she wouldn't stand a chance. The blade is about 6 inches. And since Tenko was in the cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself. But if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps in the cage, but would it reach her neck? The cage is 3 feet high. If you were to stab into it with a 6-inch blade, well, it would depend on Tenko's posture, but I don't think it's impossible.
Hey.
Posture's the question. If the weapon is way down here, the culprit must have thrown it away, right? Perhaps after killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle onto the floor in the dark. Or they could have been under the floor the entire time. Neither of those is possible. Sickle under the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopad. Okay. Ooh, we also have this hole. Some of the wood is corroded and broken off so you can see it in the next room. This is the wall of the empty room, right? Looks like there's wood along the wall. The part is rotted away. Looks like natural rot. This hole wasn't made intentionally. But I can get into the next room through here. If I remember correctly, the room next door is also empty, right? The culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of using the hallway. True, but it would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did alright because we had a light. Without that, it'd be pitch black. It would make it impossible to move around in here. They could have used a light, like we were doing right now. True. They used a light to move around under the floor? Is that possible? It's definitely possible. I would use... What? That's not a truth bullet? That should totally be a truth bullet. Dried blood. There's a blood stain on the ground underneath the loose floorboard. But that's pretty far away from where Tenko's blood is dripping down. It's under the same floorboard, just at different ends. Why is there blood here? The back of this floorboard has blood on it too. That's right, there's a little bit of blood on the underside of this floorboard. Did Tenko's blood splatter here when she got killed? No, something's odd here. But these bloodstains here are completely dry. And there must have been some reason these particular stains are dry. It has to do something with Angie. Because Angie was killed at 2. So that means loose floorboard should be added. Crosspiece. Look, part of the crosspiece that supports the floorboard is cut off. It's near the loose floorboard and the partition is missing of the same width too. From what I can see of it, this wasn't broken off naturally, it was cut by someone. There should be saws in the warehouse, so they could have used that. The question is why. Another cross piece is supporting the floorboard, so it might not fall if this portion is missing. So what purpose did this serve? The floorboard underneath Tenko's body is loose and the cross piece supporting it has been cut. If the culprit did all of this, then why? I think we're finished investigating here.
Is that alright?
Maki, you want to head back up? Glad you asked. I was starting to get fed up with all this dust. Interesting. After Maki and I crawled out from under the floor, we put the floorboards back. We returned to our investigation.
By the
Dots. We've only been investigating this room. Are you sure that's wise? What do you mean?
Because
If Angie and Tenko have different killers, then the blackened we need to vote for is the culprit who killed Angie. That's what Monokuma said. So investigating Tenko's, instead of investigating Tenko's death, shouldn't we be investigating Angie's?
Okay.
Yes, of course. But this is bigger than the killing game. For the sake of the two who died, I need to reveal the truth of both their deaths. Well, I understand why you might feel that way. But if you plan on investigating the other crime scene again, we should probably hurry. Okay. When I came to the hallway. What the fuck is going on?
it's a lie.
Oh my god, dude, you stupid. I was about to freak the fuck out, dude. I did. I did cry and scream in terror. Oh my god, that was almost crazy. It even did the animation. Oh, they really had me fooled. Oh my god, dude. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm just a little lightheaded from this blood loss. Yeah, this is real blood. Okay, so what were you doing? I got curious about something, so I decided to search the empty room next door. Then suddenly, I stepped through the floorboard. You stepped through a floorboard? Jeez, that got me good. And because of this, I tripped and fell pretty hard.
Got a minute?
If you're going to lose consciousness, do it after you tell us everything. Sorry, my bad. I guess there was no crosspiece supporting this floorboard, so I kind of slipped through. What bad luck. Crosspiece was good. What is that? That scared the fuck out of me. That, I thought there was going to be 3.
Confidence, dreams. That's what the killing game is all about. Killing game fans, hold your head high and watch with your own 2 eyes. Baseball, soccer, mobile games, they're all nothing compared to the killing game.
Mobile games.
The killing game just can't be beat. Behold, students, the entrance to the trial grounds.
I guess time's up. Oh man, it's because you guys didn't have enough time to check something. What were you trying to check?
See?
Wanted to research the seance again, so I brought this document with me. But unfortunately, I couldn't find anything new that could be used as a clue. Kyu perfectly reenacted the seance as what was written in the document. He drew this magic circle the exact same way as in this picture. Not only that, he used the exact same tools too. Nothing suspicious about this whole thing. Well, I wanted to check the finer details, but I'll tell you about it later. At the class trial. So, see you there. Kokichi left, the blood loss clearly affecting his footing a bit. Bloody Kokichi has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopen. Let's go too.
That's true.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to die?
What are you staring at? Do you want to die? It could be Maki because they've done it to the point where, oh, I hope it's not Maki though. I would really be cursed if it was her. I would really, really be cursed if it was her. I'm gonna hope that it's not her, and I'm gonna go into this class trial with an open mind. People that I don't think it could be, I didn't think it was gonna be Tenko anyways, but then she just ended up dying, so it's like, okay. So now we have a couple options. Less friends means it that much harder to solve mystery. Well, don't worry. I'm sure you've gotten a little smarter by now, Gonta. Yes, going to do his best to help. I want you to graduate from super idiot level to at least Kaito idiot level. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? More importantly, are you okay, Kaito? Yeah, I'm feeling better now. But wow, Maki Rule sure does pack a punch. It's your fault. You don't need to worry about our dwindling numbers. Only dipshits have died so far. I know it's a tall order, but try to use your brains this time so I don't have to use mine.
Booyah!
These golden brain cells of mine are a gift to the entire world. It's as though every time you open your mouth, you become less likable. I like her. Atua, please, lend us your power. It may be difficult for us to rely on Atua, considering what happened to Angie, whom loved Atua most of all. She shouldn't have relied on Atua in the first place. But seriously, it's kind of funny seeing a robot believe in God, especially Atua. So what? Robots can believe in God.
Indeed.
It's true. Actually, before I even met Angie, I had a similar experience. Hearing voices, I mean. You might call it an inner voice. It tells me what to do whenever I'm in trouble. How long are you gonna say that for? Atua and Ghost don't matter right now. Yeah, the trial this time is gonna be rough. We got caught in Monokuma's trap. His trap? He probably made the 4th floor so scary on purpose to prevent me from investigating. No, he didn't. Yeah, there's no way.
Hey, so...
Suichi, say something. What should I say? Alright, so just looking at the cast of characters, Kaito's a possibility always. I'm always ready for him to... I've kind of prepared myself for him to die. Kokichi, maybe? I don't think so, though, because it's too good. I don't think anybody in the seance room was a thing. Miyu's definitely very suspicious here, and so is Kibo. And so is Tsumugi. Tsumugi's really suspicious here. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'm not against Gonta being the culprit either. I just hope it's not Maki. I don't think it's Kyo either, because he's at like the center of this whole thing. I don't think they would do that. So we'll see. We'll see what the final verdict is. As usual, we rock towards the elevator in silence. As soon as we remaining survivors stepped aboard. We descended. Interesting. Perhaps because there were fewer of us, the elevator seemed to move faster. And so we fell, faster and faster, downward into the black. Okay. The elevator stopped, and just like always, the doors parted slowly. The light that shines on us from the other side. The bright light of our future. Or is it?
Uh-oh.
Boy, they look really depressed. That's because there's even less participants now. Don't say they look depressed, you'll make Monodam sad. As much as I'd love to keep hearing this adorable back and forth, let's hurry up and get this started. At last, the class trial will begin. I hope you enjoy it to your heart's content. Third class trial was about to begin. Angie Yanaga, the ultimate artist. She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try and prevent the killing game. And then Tenko Chabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. She hated men, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. The two who were killed were both trying to stop the killing. And who was the one who killed them? Was it one person? Two different people? We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I will fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial. Do I want to save? Yes. We'll start a little bit of this class trial here, but I'll have to end it. I'm gonna put this on auto and see how it goes, because I skip a lot of sometimes. Skills. Do we have any skills that we'd want to put in? We have 4 skill points. The increases, yes. Slows the speed. No. I want upshift. Alright, we're good. Begin class trial. Let's put this shit on auto, see what happens. Maybe I can't. I don't know, let's see.
Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for who done it. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death, so you better vote for someone.
That's a weird rule to bring up this class trial.
Smiles, everyone! It's
Monokuma.
showtime. Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time.
It could be Kaito.
Disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Mm-hmm.
Who did it? Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be 2 killers.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
What do you mean?
The transfer student. Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? Well, in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here. Alright, let's go!
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates!
No!
The Necronomicon wasn't burned.
Ritual did? That's wrong!
The Necronomicon's still there, so it couldn't have worked out.
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
After preparing the effigy, burn the Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the descendant 3 times.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Yes.
Then, Gonta think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Probably not.
I guess you're right.
Well, duh.
I think it's probably Tsumugi and Kaito.
Resurrect.
Now hold on a second. I can't let that comment stand. Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Man,
That's interesting.
I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive. You should have let me use it to bring Monaghan back to life.
Monaghan's alive.
Still alive, though.
Uh-huh.
I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monaghan's
Oh, dude.
corpse.
Don't piss him off. Why would you piss him off? You saw what happened in the last couple.
Was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible.
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us. Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Who did it? Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this. I don't know about Tengu, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
Why?
Don't
Okay.
play dumb with me, creep show. I already know what happened.
Give it to me straight, me. Alright, here we go again.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in. The fuck out of Angie! Oh yeah! I'm a fucking genius!
I think that's the one I need to shoot.
That's wrong!
Got it. Took me a while to figure that one out.
No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh, how clever.
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Yes.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie. I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
Yeah, of course.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Obviously.
Possibly.
Let's believe in them.
I think it would be too easy to convict Himiko on this.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Samugi, and Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack!
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
Yes, the culprit should confess already. Gonta, T-Boy, or Samugi? Well,
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Okay.
Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
I'm not the culprit either. Jeez.
Gonta not
I'm
culprit.
not the culprit.
What do we got?
You must consider other possibilities. Surely there must be suspects in the
Not
student
betray
council.
student council.
that's utterly impossible.
A dead chick
Not
can't
just
be the
anyone can open
culprit!
that door. Only student council members had access.
Look, I don't know who the
I
culprit
didn't know
is,
robots told such boring lies.
but it's definitely not me.
Is that a robophobic remark?
Interesting.
I heard it!
Caught you in a lie, Kokichi.
No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
Kokichi pulled out some thin needles to stick them in. Yeah, this is a flashback.
Oh,
Yep,
that
yep.
happened? I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember.
Do you?
Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
It's never that
Wait,
easy.
what? What did you just say?
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie.
God damn it, Kokichi. I fucking hate you.
All along.
It's definitely not.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins. And it helped. I feel so much better.
I don't believe anything you say, dude. Even when you admit that you're the murderer.
Ichi really is culprit?
I don't
No,
believe so.
he's lying. I think. Maybe?
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
Uh-huh.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me
Uh,
ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room. They used a different method.
yeah, the back door.
Different method.
Because there was gold katana
Yeah,
marks on it.
Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
We're talking about the back
There
door?
were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was.
The back door.
That's it! The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
The culprit used a certain tool.
The tool that the culprit used to lock the sliding lock from the outside was... I don't know.
The gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy.
Achievement.
The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
So the gold leaf was in the sliding lock
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? But wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
That's my question as well.
The answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigies hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it
Yeah.
was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
Different purpose, what could that have been? Culprit somehow used the setup to lock the room. In that case, I need to know the reason behind every step of that setup. Interesting. Okay, here we go. Let's do this game again. I like this game because it reminds me of older games.
It connects!
Interesting.
The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Effigy spun?
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist.
That is
If you let it
interesting.
go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
I see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place? The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope, and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock. And thus was the
Okay.
back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
Interesting.
That's how Angie's lab was locked. By using the effigy with the katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us. But could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it.
Yeah.
As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, but could keep trying until it locked.
Yeah.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at night. Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
That's exactly what we're saying. Fuck the student council.
In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in their lab, so they settled for the katana.
But was the katana the murder
The
weapon?
effigies were only hung up, so we think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
I think it was the sickle.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility. But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Man, you guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
He's
Telling the
his
truth.
character. Oh, I hit square instead of. I wanted to stop the auto. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to end the episode here. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please hit the like button. I really appreciate that. Also, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Lots of visual novel and roguelike stuff, obviously. And we will see you guys in the next episode, where we'll go through most of this class trial, I think. And then we'll do another one to finish the class trial. So thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next episode. Peace out, you guys.